Hi guys. Well, it's been a while since I made a video. Been a couple weeks at least. I am officially moved in. I moved in on July 3rd. And not that everything's finished yet, but it's close enough for now. And it's tolerable. Basically, what I have to do is I gotta install the solar panel and the charge controller and the fuse box. That's the big one. And then I got a few other things to do, like mounting the stove, mounting the heater, stuff like that. Anyway, figured I'd just talk about how it's going and stuff. The first week, I guess I'm into my second week now. The first week or 6 or 7 days, I gotta be honest, it wasn't fun. It was an adjustment. There's no doubt about it. Basically, because my plumbing isn't hooked up, I just have the bowl there. I haven't been able to really wash up in here. So I've been just using a Starbucks and washing up in there. And then I see my kids about 3 to 5 days a week, and when I'm there, then I can take a shower. But in the meantime, I just use wash my head in the sink at Starbucks, kind of a thing. And you kind of feel homeless because you are homeless. So that wasn't a good feeling. I didn't enjoy that. But I am getting more used to it now, and there's kind of like a feeling, especially in the beginning, there's a feeling of instability and lack of security that you just don't have when you live in an apartment or a condo or basement suite. There's something to be said for that. And a van is different because, if I'm sleeping in here, some guy could break the window and looking for something to steal. And then what? Then I'm confronted with a situation I don't want to deal with. Yes, that could happen in an apartment as well, but it's a lot less likely, I think. So there is that, and I don't feel that good about that. But I've been trying to park in areas where there's light, and luckily the area that I'm in, the crime rate is fairly low. So, and I do lock the bulkhead door, that blue door there, before I go to bed. So they'd have to really give it a really good kick to get in. And I'm not a small guy either, so, but it's just kind of the mental uneasiness about that. So that part's not fun. Washing up's not fun. It's been fairly hot. It's been about 30, upwards of 30 Celsius, which we're not really used to in this area. And I'm in Vancouver, BC. So I'm kind of getting used to it, and I put my fan in here. Of course, you can probably hear it, and it does a really good job of sucking the heat out. But usually around bedtime, if I go to bed around 11 or 11:30 at night, it's cooled off, and then if it's really hot, I can just go to a park and open my rear doors and let all the hot air out before I try to sleep. And the fan helps suck the air through as well, because it's coming through. I've got you can see that right there. That's a hole through my license plate. You can see the back end of there. It's about a 5-inch hole, I think, in circumference. And I'm gonna put a computer fan over that. I'm gonna build a rectangular box, and then put a computer fan in it, which is low amps. It's like 88 milliamps or something like that, or 80 milliamps, and that will help if it's pouring rain, I can just use that to suck the air out. And I just have it right now very crudely wired to my battery with some odds and end wire that I have until I hook up the solar system. But in order to do that, I have to, one thing I have to do, which I'm not looking forward to, not that I'm not looking forward to, but I'm just a little bit apprehensive about, is I got to drill a hole through the firewall, and that's what the wall that separates the engine from the seating area, the driving area in the front of the van. So in order to get the cable to the battery, I have to drill a hole through there. And I'm a little bit freaked out about hitting something, so I've got to really be cautious about that. Right now I've just got a small speaker wire running outside from the battery under the hood to the just through the passenger door window, and it's working fine. It's not that noticeable. So I was a little bit worried about running this fan, and the only thing I really power in here is the fan and my smartphone, which I'm using to record right now, which is a Note 3. And I think the fan, I usually only run it on low, is 1.86 amps. And I don't know how much the phone is. I think it's 3200 milliamps or something like that, which is 3.2 amps. So that's all I use, but I don't have any solar, so the only thing I have it hooked up to is my dual RV marine battery, which acts as both a starting battery and a house battery. And I've been doing it for almost 2 weeks now, and I haven't had an issue with battery drain. In fact, yesterday I left my lights on for 4 hours, not realizing it, and it started up. I mean, there was a slight hesitation, but it did start up. And I just drove it for about 10 or 15 minutes on the highway. And so far, it seems to be okay. And if I destroy the battery and it will last for a year, then, oh well. That's such is life. As I learn how to deal with things better, make progress. So you can see my bass guitar is up there. I still got some tools and junk in there I need to sort out. The biggest problem I've had in terms of the build has actually been the bed, because all the public streets have a slope on it, so that the water runs off to the curb, then into the grate. So which means I'm always on a tilt. So I've been working on balancing the bed so it's tilted up more on one side, so that when I'm on public street when I go to sleep, then I'm more even. But in the parking lot, it's fine. The bed is fine. It's just because it's relatively flat. It's when you're parking in the street that's the worst. Anyway, so yeah, it's been quite the change. The hardest part really for me is, probably doesn't affect most of other people, is that I've just gotten divorced, and that was a big change, because, you know, I have 2 little kids, age 3 and 10, and leaving them, not easy, not fun, and I get pretty emotional when I see them and stuff. It's kind of like a relationship with a girl in a way where you don't, you know, if you just didn't see them, it'd almost be easier, because that way you're not reminded of it. But because I see them all the time, like 3 to 5 days a week, it's just difficult to see them in the beginning and then to leave. But I'm getting more and more used to it, and hopefully as time goes by, it won't bother me. But right now, it bothers me quite a bit. So that's a big change, and I think that's what makes it probably more difficult for me more than most other people, is that aspect of the transition. If you're just single and you're on your own, and this isn't actually that bad, you know, as long as you get your toilet worked out, which I do, bottle over here. Where is it? Right there. That's my bathroom for number one. For number two, I have a bucket with a lid on it, with a toilet seat lid. It's under there, buried under there somewhere. But and the whole time I've been here, I haven't had to use the bucket for number two. I just usually out and about somewhere, so I just go where I am. So yeah, that's the other thing that I gotta really stress is if you're the homebody type like me, this is quite a change because I can't stay in this van all day. I mean, I got 52 inches from floor to ceiling, and you know, it's 54 square feet in here. And though I've got my bed, I'm comfortable and I can sit up. It's relatively comfortable in here. I guess I just said that. You just can't stay in here all the time. It drives me nuts. So luckily, I planned this right. I made the transition in the summer because the weather is nice and it's not pouring rain. And I can get out and do stuff. But I'm also finding that I need to find more things to do because, like I said, I got to get out of the van. I can't stay in here all the time. Anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there for now. Later on, I'm going to do a tour of the van and show all the various aspects of it. That'll probably be a two-parter. But I just thought I'd check in and let you know how things are going. And like I said, the first week is a bit rough, but now I'm into my second week, and it's getting easier. You just kind of get used to it, sleeping on the street in a car. Basically, you're sleeping in a car, but it's more comfortable than that. So, all right. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and good night.